Good morning, everyone. My name is Cathilea Robinett. I'm the president of Governing Magazine, and we have a very special announcement today regarding the city of Phoenix. We're very happy to be here. First, I would like to introduce the CEO of Living Cities, Ben Hecht, to talk a little bit about the Equipt to Innovate framework. Ben.
Thank you, Cathilea. It's great to be here. I'm Ben Hecht, and I'm the president and CEO of Living Cities, a 25-year-old collaborative of 18 of the world's leading foundations, like the Ford Foundation, Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, and financial institutions like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, and Prudential. And we work all over the country at the intersection of cities, economic opportunity, and low-income people who live in those cities. We're looking to define a new urban practice that gets dramatically better results for low-income people faster, especially people of color. We're excited to be partnering with Governing e.Republic because there is no more important actor in this emerging new urban practice than one of Governing's core customers, local government. There are no more important players in America than those who are working to make government work for all of the American people. Local government is a safe harbor in a time of so much dysfunction, growing inequality, and even mean-spiritedness that you're seeing certainly in Washington, but even in some state houses. What we at Living Cities love about local government is that it's about solving problems and improving lives. And over the past decade or so, the executives who lead them, like the mayor behind me, and the council people around him, and the staff who work in them have embraced innovative new ways of working, taking risks, borrowing ideas from those places who do things well, and driving high performance. But over that decade, what we heard from many of them, that while innovation was happening all over the country, it was hard to make it operational. There were 1,000 flowers of innovation that were blooming, but they really didn't provide you with a roadmap for how to systematically apply those innovations to each of the core elements of government. So the 7 elements of high-performing government that make up the Equipped to Innovate framework provide that roadmap. It was developed by talking to practitioners all over the country and taking stock of all of the local government innovation happening over the past decade. And as expected, cities like Phoenix were thirsty for that roadmap. They want to know not only how they measure up to other cities in each of those 7 areas, but more importantly, how they can get better in those areas where they need to, and how to improve their performance and make their cities a place for economic mobility and well-being. We're excited that 61 cities took the survey in the first year, including 48 of the largest cities in the country. Those cities provided us with their own assessment how they're performing across those 7 elements. It has allowed us not only to test the efficiency of the Equip to Innovate framework, but also to begin to document the state of the field, the most promising practices, and the places who are truly on the road to being equipped to innovate. Cathilea.
So Governing Magazine goes to 85,000 professionals in state and local government across the country. We fielded this first Equipped to Innovate survey in partnership with Living Cities in September of 2016 through December. The survey was built around this conceptual framework that Ben has talked about. We have these handy little cheat sheet forms here on the different frameworks. So you have dynamically planned, broadly partnered, resident involved, race informed, smartly resourced, employee engaged, and data driven. So we looked at all of those. The questions were meant to serve as self-assessment tools to evaluate local jurisdictions' innovation efforts in these 7 areas. In addition to informing awards for the overall survey and category winners, the information collected will enable cities to benchmark themselves against peers and inform the development of best practices. As Ben said, 61 cities participated in the survey, and the instrument included 92 questions built around these 7 elements. I am honored today to present the Equipped to Innovate top overall performing city to the city of Phoenix. Yay! Just a few points on Phoenix itself. So to achieve this top honor, they had strong performance in each of these 7 elements, really demonstrated the connections that tied each of these elements together. They really went beyond preliminary experimentation, and we could tell from this survey that they have fully implemented some really great best practices here. A few things I would like to mention are the innovative and unusual partnership, we think, between the city and ASU to create that innovation campus and solutions network to help transform trash into resources. In fact, our conference is here this week, and we are touring that facility tomorrow. Very unique. We've not seen this in any other city. Also, an amazing program working with AARP on age-friendly communities and really driving that community-driven project to fruition. Also, in general, comprehensive practices in performance evaluation and responsive management. Really, we saw a high degree of this across the board. And finally, this use of data-driven decision-making. The team at Advanced Phoenix were tasked with data-driven decision-making to really break down silos and truly affect change. I have been coming to this city for a very long time, and I will tell you, I can feel the life and spirit here. And I'm very, very excited to present the folks behind me this Top Performance Award. So, Mayor Stanton, over to you, and thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Cathilea. From Governing Magazine, you're the best in the business at what you do, so this means a heck of a lot to us here at the City of Phoenix and to Ben and Living Cities, what you're doing to advocate, making sure cities advance, but advance in an equitable way. You're doing outstanding work, and because these two organizations have partnered on this survey that Phoenix did so well on, that really does mean a lot. Behind me, of course, is the Phoenix team. We do everything as a team here. Our city manager, who will say a few words in just a moment, Ed Zerker. Our vice mayor of the city of Phoenix, Laura Pastor, is here. Councilwoman Kate Gallego as well, and Councilwoman Deborah Stark. We work very closely together, so any success that we have had as a city, being named top performing city in America, is because we operate as a team. As Cathilea mentioned, it was a long survey, 92 questions, and for a city of our size, it took a lot of pulling together of information to make sure we put the very best application. And Tony Macarone, I know you worked your tail off to make it happen. I just want to publicly say thank you for all you did to put together the best application possible, representing the best of the city of Phoenix. Thank you, Tony Macarone. It's an incredible honor to be recognized by your two organizations as the top overall performing government. And I'm proud of the innovative work that we're doing here in the city of Phoenix, and working alongside such dedicated and spirited public servants is a part of what makes this job, the mayor of Phoenix, the best job in the world. This survey was more than an opportunity to showcase the initiatives and success stories that we're proudest of here in Phoenix. It was an opportunity to take a close look at our practices and make sure that our city is operating at its top capacity. That means prioritizing efficiency, cost savings, data, public-private partnerships, doing more with less. Some of these may sound just like buzzwords, but we're doing what it takes in Phoenix to think anew and to provide the best possible services to the residents of Phoenix. And we strive to go above and beyond. Many of the initiatives and policies we presented in this survey are the result of hard work and collaboration across city departments. Our successes are often driven by our city council members and executed by our dedicated and professional city staff. I mentioned those professionals and colleagues on the city council who are with us here today. I want to share some of the initiative and results that helped make Phoenix earn this incredible recognition. We're committed to involving our residents. During last year's budget process, we held 15 public hearings and received more than 500 resident comments through online forums and email. While other levels of government are doing their budgets behind closed doors, we open it up to the world. We want to get as many people involved in our budget process as possible. We're increasing transparency. When I became mayor, our council approved an open data policy to make sure our residents had access to important public information. Our city manager launched a performance measure dashboard in 2014, and through a partnership with OpenGov, we're about to release an updated dashboard with more data than ever before. If you like data, you're going to love the city of Phoenix. You're going to get more than you ever wanted. And we care about every Phoenix resident, including some of our most vulnerable. Since 2014, our human trafficking task force has been tackling one of our most sensitive and dangerous issues. We've partnered with Arizona State University, our great partner, with ASU's Office of Sex Trafficking, created a drop-in resource center, and developed a vice unit dedicated to this important work. Councilman Jim Waring wasn't able to be here, but we appreciate his leadership on human trafficking. Through strategic partnerships, we're taking on new challenges. I just mentioned the ASU partnership, but there's additional ones. For the last 3 years, we've worked with ASU to develop our 80-acre resource innovation campus and resource innovation and solutions network, including an incubator to support truly sustainable startups that will turn trash into resources, as Cathilea said. And we're finding new ways to reach residents. Thousands of residents are communicating with city departments and me directly through social media. But we're taking mobile communication to the next level with Phoenix PHX at your service, a web-based reporting tool that's available 24/7 to residents to report and request city services and to track our progress. And when a city policy isn't serving every Phoenix resident, we change it. That's exactly what we did with Phoenix's Human Relations Ordinance and our Equal Pay Ordinance. We updated these policies to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or disability and to make sure anyone doing business with the city of Phoenix pays women and men equally for equal work. Thank you, Councilwoman Kate Gallego, for your leadership on the Equal Pay Ordinance. And we're doing what it takes to keep our residents and our police officers safe. It's why we formed the Community and Police Trust Initiative to review and improve police community relations, and we're already using 15 strategies developed by this group of leaders to make City of Phoenix as safe as possible and our residents as involved as possible. I could go on and on and on, and as our council members will attest, I often do. However, the truth is our list is growing all the time, and Phoenix is constantly evolving and working through new strategies to keep us in the forefront of civic innovation. And we know that when we apply in future years for the Equipt Innovate survey, it's going to get tougher and tougher. We have no laurels to rest on. We got to keep rolling up our sleeves and getting back to work. It's a sense of constant improvement. That's part of the culture of the city of Phoenix. It's exactly what the public deserves. So this recognition is an honor, and we will wear it proudly. But we're also going to take it as a challenge to continue to raise the bar and exceed the expectations of those we serve. So thank you very much. As Mayor of the City of Phoenix, we are honored to receive this recognition, and we look forward to working closely with governing and Ben and you at Living Cities as we continually strive to improve our city. I mentioned earlier, nothing happens in the city of Phoenix without partnership. We have a wonderfully unique form of government for a big city. City management and the elected officials work incredibly closely together. None of this was possible unless our city manager made sure that the ambitious policies that we vote on and promote get actually executed. So next to the podium is our great city manager, Ed Zerker.
Well, thank you, Mayor Stanton, members of the council. It's an honor to be here, to be with the city being recognized by as respected organizations as Governing and Living Cities. And it's nice as peers that they recognize the work that's going on here. I want to give a sincere thank you to Mayor Stanton and the members of the council. As the mayor said, we work in a culture of innovation and creativity, and that starts with the mayor and the council members who expect that. And many times, they'll come up with policies and ideas, and we'll scratch our head and take a deep breath, and then we'll go forward and we'll do it. But they've pushed us beyond where we think we can go, and that's the partnership that's really responsible here for the residents of Phoenix. The mayor was reminding me earlier that it was 25 years ago that the city of Phoenix received an award from a group in Europe called the Bertelsmann Foundation that was called the best run city in the world. And that's been 25 years. And so it's rewarding to know a generation later, that the work and the culture of the city has continued. We did not rest on our laurels 25 years ago, and as the mayor committed, we won't rest on our laurels now. And we look forward, the City of Phoenix employees look forward to living up to this for our residents every day and into the future. I believe it's a reflection of our employees and elected leaders, and it's not that we do everything perfectly, that's not what this says, but I like the name. We are equipped to innovate. We have the culture, the belief, the drive, and the desire as employees, as leaders of the city, to continue to do better for the people we serve. That's what I am most proud of, that it is a reflection of what we are equipped to do for the people of Phoenix. And so I want to again thank governing, thank Living Cities, thank Mayor Stanton and our council members for their leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Ed. And we operate on the City Council as a team, and I'm lucky to have a great group of partners on the City Council. I can't get anything done on the City Council without their support and advocacy, and they've got great ideas of their own. Next to the podium is the Vice Mayor of the City of Phoenix, Laura Pastor.
I'm just excited that we received this award because our purpose and our work is really for the 21st century and for the future. And what I vote on today, or what we plan today, is the future of tomorrow. And so innovation is key, and working with ASU, the community, and everybody around us to make sure that we're planning for the future. Partnerships are critical, only because we now are opening it up to partner and create new ideas and put new ideas, and we incubate them. And when you're innovative, you take risks. And in taking risks, you sometimes fail. And with the generation that is coming up, it's okay to fail. We pick ourselves up, we learn, and then we push for the future and make it better. So I am just excited all the way around for this award. So thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, for your leadership and your service on the school board. She is a busy leader in this city. She serves on the Phoenix Union High School Board. Next up, we are near her district. She represents much of downtown. I mentioned her leadership on equal pay and so many other innovative ideas. Councilwoman Kay Gallego.
Thank you. This is a big deal for us in Phoenix. It says that everyone and everything in Phoenix is a resource to make our city stronger. We are an inclusive city. From our older adults to our trash, we are using everything we can to innovate and to lead. I really appreciate this recognition. It really shows that we are a city that values all of our residents. Many of the programs for which we are recognized were ideas that came from low-income populations or served diverse populations. We really appreciate that as a fundamental value for us here in Phoenix. We in Phoenix often talk about Phoenix Rising, and today we have real recognition. We are a leaner city, a more efficient city, but we are still a top-performing city. Thank you for this important recognition.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Gallego, our newest council member, but not new to the city, because she was our city's planning director for so many years and did a great job, so she deserves some of the credit for the reasons why we got this award, but now recently has become a newly elected member of our city council, Councilwoman Deborah Stark.
Thank you. Thank you, and this is a great honor, and it is really special to me because I was the planning director for 7 years of this great city, so I feel like I really did add a little bit to our award. I'll take a little credit. But it is a great city. It's a great city to work with. It's a great city to be a part of, and I'm honored to represent District 3 in the city of Phoenix, as I was honored when I was a city employee. I really am excited for this award. And it's because of our great residents and businesses that we got this award, and our great staff. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks again, Cathilea and Ben. I'll take any questions that anyone who's covering this announcement may have. Any questions? We can do one-on-ones afterwards. Thanks again for this recognition. We look forward to applying in future years. And we're going to have a great governing conference on performance and innovation over the next few days right here in the city of Phoenix, as about close to 400 of our closest friends, both elected officials and professionals in government, get to see all that Phoenix has accomplished and it has to offer. And we get to hear from them as well as we share best practices. Thanks again. Thanks for this recognition.